Welcome. We are live and welcome to another episode of the podcast. It is the Transfer Exchange Show. The review. Oh, seems like I've got a little friend behind me. I'm going to get rid of that now. Kids' toys, isn't it?
Now you know it's not a green screen.
Yeah. Oh, it's merging to the back. No, I'd get a better screen than just a beige background. Bit boring. But anyway, we were meant to have Ashley Ward on tonight, but he has fallen ill, and obviously in these times, it's a bit techie, so he's not going to be able to make it this week. But I'm sure we'll be able to get him on very, very soon. So first of all, we'd like to get that out of the way and say good. Wish you well. Get well soon, Ashley. Hope to get you on the podcast very soon. But we have got a jam-packed show today, and it's a Manchester City special. We're going to be discussing the season previous, season just gone, the Champions League. We're going to be discussing ins and outs. We're going to be discussing Messi. Ooh. We're going to be discussing all sorts, youth development and predictions for next year. And, of course, the transfer roundup. Where hopefully we've got some exclusives. We do know that one of our players that we've been tracking for about the last, what feels about 10 years, I feel like I know Ivan Toney myself, but he did actually make that move, to Brentford last week. So he made that move. But
Thank God.
Steve gets to say goodbye to Ivan Toney finally. But first of all, we've changed it around this week. At the top, we've got the chef. How you doing, Si?
Evening, everyone.
And down the bottom, we've got the chief scout. It's Steve K. How you doing, Steve?
All right, Kieran. Hello, everybody. Good evening.
Receiving this up. All right. So, obviously, go and like and subscribe. Go and share the page. Yeah. Boom. If you're not following Instagram, go and follow. Twitter is hit over 7K followers now. Hoping to get 10K in the next couple of weeks. Maybe 12K by the end of this transfer window. Maybe. We'll see. We want to get these subs up as well. So make sure you like, subscribe, and tell all your mates to come and subscribe to KS1 TV so they can watch the Transfer Exchange every week. Also, go and follow our scouts to get up-to-date information. And be nice, be polite. And they'll be polite back, people. Don't just constantly ask them for Thomas Partey and Hossein Aouar updates. All right?
I'm not his agent.
Because please don't just do that. Because it does get a bit tiresome. Especially when you've just posted and then someone asks underneath any updates on the post you've just posted about. All right, so... All right, cool. But you're learning. We're all learning. All right. First of all, Manchester City, in the season of 2018 and 2019, they won the league. Yeah. Not only did they win the league, but they pulled it back from Liverpool, who looked like they were going to win it themselves. And at the end of that season, it was almost as if they didn't win it, because all you heard was people talk about how unlucky Liverpool were not winning it, not how well done Man City were done to pull it back and win the league. So you can understand why Pep Guardiola is a bit stressed at the start of this season when people are questioning how they can do the following season. He's annoyed because he didn't get the accolades or the sort of the pat on the back that they deserved for winning that league. And then this season came. And the Liverpool were, dominant. They absolutely blitzed the league to the point that Man City were 18 points behind or something like that, wasn't it? Which is
18.
Yes, it's not good. It's not good. But that's not good in comparison to how well Liverpool done. So, how would you say the season went We'll start with you, Simon. How would you say Man City season went?
Up, down, pretty much. I don't think it was as consistent as I thought it would be when you look at the players that they had. They missed a few defenders, though. What's his name? Laporte, when he was injured as well. That was a massive setback for them. Leroy Sané as well.
Yeah.
When he was injured, he was a massive miss for them.
Mm-hmm.
Riyad Mahrez wasn't really coming into the team as much. It was normally just Sterling, weren't it? Straight on that side. He's there every single week. It was sort of like going in between Mahrez and Bernardo Silva, kinda basically, with Kevin De Bruyne always in midfield. He's never getting replaced by anyone, literally. And then they were just up and down. They looked like 1 minute they were so hard to beat, and then the next week it was, wow, Norwich have just beaten them. Didn't see that coming. And that's it.
Do you put that down to they lost their leader and captain in Company, and then they lose his what is one of the best defenders in the league in Laporte. That's a big loss. So could you put it down to that? Surely
you could put it down. You could put it down to just basically there wasn't a leader on the pitch.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
There wasn't a leader. If Vincent Kompany was playing when they'd lost Laporte and Leroy Sané, I'm not saying it'd be a different situation because one player don't make a difference, but I don't think they would have crumbled as much as they have as a defence when you've got you've got John Stones, I think it was, weren't it, and Otamendi, I think it was, or something like that.
Steve, how do you feel that Man City done last season?
Yeah, I mean Simon got it right when he said it was the whole season was, very very patchy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean they signed off okay. I mean a 5-0 win, but it was all too late by then. It was always going to be difficult to repeat what they did the season before.
Yeah.
I mean they got the domestic treble. So to go into the next season, I mean, unless you're going to go and win the Champions League, you're fighting a losing battle straight away. Unfortunately, that's how fans look at things, don't they? Again, like Simon said, there, injuries hampered the season. But saying that, 18 points behind Liverpool, it's still not good enough. Injuries or no injuries. There were times, like again, Simon said, we're unplayable at times, and then there were other times when they was very poor. And again, like Simon said, when they got relegated. When relegated, Norwich beat them 3-2. But you've touched on it. The main reason for me why City finished so far behind Liverpool was to the injury of Aymeric Laporte.
Mm-hmm.
If Ferdinand had to come into that centre back position, it's not his position.
That's the one.
He had to play there, and 90 feet come from that. And like I always say, do the maths.
It is crazy. 3 managers we had, and we lost. They lost more games than what we did. That's how crazy it was.
Yeah, I mean Etihad was still a fortress. I mean they thrashed Watford 8-0.
Yeah.
I mean they give Arsenal, Chelsea, even Liverpool an iodine.
Yeah.
When it came to the Etihad, the normal characters did their business. Kevin Bruyne got 20 assists. Raheem Sterling, I think he had his most prolific season that he's had since he's been at City. They got knocked out of the cup. Oh no, they beat Villa, didn't they, in the Carabao Cup final?
Yeah.
Got knocked out to Arsenal in the semi-finals, the FA Cup.
Quarter-final again, 3 seasons in a row in the Champions League.
Absolutely. So as you see, very, very up and down, but you can pick out individual parts of the season where things didn't always go their way. But then again, the 18 points is,
So how much of a difference would Vincent Kompany be making in that in the dressing room, on the pitch? I mean, I distinctly remember a game in the season before where he came in and scored like a 25-yard screamer to win the game by one goal with like 5 minutes to go.
It wouldn't have made a difference by scoring goals or anything like that.
No, but
it would have made the difference of galvanising them on the pitch.
I mean, but that's part of it. I'm not saying necessarily he's going to be smashing in 5-10 goals a season, but that what he done there in that moment there was, we need to win. Someone needs to do something. It's going to be me. Smash. That's what he wasn't thinking. Oh, I'm going to score a winner. I'm scoring the winner today, love. Wait, watch. It weren't that. It was, we need this. Okay, I need to take this on my shoulders and do something. Bang, I've scored the winner. That's what a captain and leader does sometimes. And whether he's from the back, whether he's up front, whatever, he takes the game by the scruff of the neck, which he did there, which is what people asked for, and he gave them the result and got them the result. And the little things like that are missing in that team. Will they be able to recapture that next season? That's a big question.
I mean, Kevin De Bruyne tried to do it to an extent, didn't he? Grab the ball by the horns, if you like. But are you ever going to get another Vincent Kompany? I don't think you are. I mean,
no.
To try and replace a player of that quality is next to impossible, really. But I'm pretty sure next season that they'll be a bit better.
Whose shoulders do you think the mantle of the sort of the galvanizer would be in that squad right now, just by looking at it?
I won't say De Bruyne. He's not that sort of player.
He doesn't. He seems like De Bruyne's lead by example. Yeah,
he's like, I want to be put in a team that's the finished article, and I'll just do what I do best. I don't want to be the person that has to say to everyone, get here, you do this, you do that. It don't seem like that.
It doesn't seem like that.
They haven't really got one.
No.
They ain't got one. Ferrandino, he tried saying something to Otamendi, I think at Norwich, and Otamendi just totally blanked him. I remember seeing that on telly.
Do you think that's going to be a problem going forward when they want to sort of battle through Champions League quarterfinals, which seems to be the hoodoo at the moment, or to push them over the line to win back this Premier League? Because that's what I mean. Not winning the Premier League back to back is not a failure. Not winning the Premier League against Liverpool when they're in this kind of form is not a failure. But not competing to the point where you're either pushing to the last game or winning the league, that would be a failure, especially for Man City and especially with the budget they've got. But they're going to need someone in that team that's going to be that guy.
I think as you said, like you look through the team and you can't really see one. I mean, the only possible player that I think could take that mantle is Aymeric Laporte, because he is someone who I've seen, shout at players, and telling them at defence, come here, move here, go and mark him. I've seen him do it, because I think this guy is one of the top 3 centre halves in world football.
He's mustard. He's got it all, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, also they've got Pep Guardiola. They've got on the touchline. I mean, if he can't galvanise
the squad, no.
I mean, you're in trouble, aren't you? If he can't do it.
Yeah.
I don't see any of those Manchester City players, as good as they are. I don't see them being a Frank Lampard, a Gerrard, a Roy Keane, a Carragher, a Thierry Henry. And I don't mean style. I mean, when Arsenal were 2-1 down in the Invincible season, Henry grabbed that game at Highbury himself and won it because he wanted it. I don't see that. When Lampard basically grabbed the game for Chelsea and won it himself, I don't see that. When Gerrard against Olympiacos in the Champions League took the game, I don't see anyone doing that.
Maybe this could be potentially a team where they've got Pep on the sidelines giving it that, click clips around the ears. And on the pitch,
gets more slaughter though. Then he gets more slaughter because more pressure goes on his shoulders.
And on the pitch, you've got people who are leading by example. Maybe that's going to be the way going forward. I'm with you guys. I don't necessarily see someone who I hate the terms of what I'm about to say, but I don't see it like a big leader. But maybe it is Laporte. Maybe it is Laporte that is going to be that guy that's going to take them out, because I don't think they had that last season, and I think that's what they were missing to maybe not win the league or challenge for the league as such, but shorten that gap from 18 points. Because how many points does a Vincent Kompany give you extra in that season if he's there, if he's leading? I mean, there's certain games he's not letting you get away with giving up in. So
you're talking if you're talking Aymeric Laporte and Vincent Kompany, you could even be talking about a possible go down to the last game of the season who's going to win the title. It could.
This
be
is what
really
I mean.
I think them two players are so important, and to lose both,
it's a massive loss.
It's a hard season. It's a hard season to call this one coming up, because I don't see consistency from any team. The closest is for me is Man United. That's the closest.
As in the coming season.
This one coming up now. I don't see consistency because Liverpool dropped off. I know they'd won the league, fair enough. They were just playing it out, but they didn't look very impressive against us. And I know it's only a Community Shield, but they didn't look very impressive. They had to get their ass kicked by bleeding Blackpool in a pre-season friendly for them to kick on. I don't see consistency.
I think with Liverpool that they need fresh faces, or a fresh face. They got one in their left back. I think if you bring in Thiago Alcantara with them, I think it's a little bit of a lift. These players have seen the same face for the last couple of seasons now, and I think it needs just a little bit of a revamp. But that's the owners aren't willing to invest. But back to Man City, yeah. What is it you think? Oh, we know what Man City are bringing in, have brought in. But what do you feel they need? What else do you feel they need? And what areas do you think they're going to be bringing players in? Go on, Steve.
Centre backs. It has to be centre backs.
Yeah.
It's got Nathan Ake.
We've just spoken there on probably why they lost the league.
Yeah.
We probably could go that far. I mean, I know it's 18 points, but you even yourself said with Kompany, how many points would he have saved you?
Well, Otamendi's not good enough, I don't think. I'm not saying he's not. He's not good enough for what Man City needed last season. And I don't think if you're going to have a player there, it's got to be a player who you feel that could come in that spot and either challenge or take the spot of that person. So he's not good enough for Man City then. So,
but the actual links, who they're linked with, it's
one person.
You know who I talk to, and it's all centre halves or in that defensive area. It's sort of like it's centre backs, and then it's sort of 2.5 players. It's sort of come centre back, come left back, left back.
Yeah,
and which has got come a bit stronger that I've heard the last couple of days. But and I don't know. Are we talking about the links yet? Is that?
Yeah. Tell us what we got in. Tell us we're talking about who they're bringing in, who they've brought in, and who they're looking to bring in. That's where we're at now.
The Man City links, obviously, the main one, the centre back is Koulibaly.
Mm-hmm.
That is 90% done. The whole Koulibaly transfer saga has been an absolute joke.
So Steve,
wait till he performs.
So
you have to hear this. You have to hear this. The Man City and Napoli have not been talking for about 2 months.
Because of the what's it called? Jorginho transfer.
Because of the Jorginho.
Because the Jorginho transfer. Because they stiffed them and sold to Chelsea instead.
And I found out today that Fally, he's a name. Fally Ramadan who's the agent over in Napoli. He's actually now just acting as a go-between just to get this last 5% of the transfer saga over the line.
Because you was telling me the other day that he went to your guys and had told Man City that. So Koulibaly's agent told Man City that they need to pay Napoli more money. I was just like, what?
Yeah.
Why is his agent telling Man City that?
But this 2 days ago, this Fally Ramadan was in Manchester, and he was chatting, he was talking, and today he's back in Napoli. And tomorrow he's flying back over Manchester to tell them what they're saying.
Is he not heard of Zoom?
And it's crazy. And it's a crazy thing. But that will be done. I'm pretty sure that will be done that way. Eventually.
For Man City not to do this is very dangerous because they still need a centre back to come in, and for them not to get Koulibaly means they would have to get someone of that ilk, a top defender.
Well, say that.
Is it Douglas Carlos? Diego Carlos, sorry?
There has been told. Well, they've been having talks with Ruben Diaz.
Benfica, is it?
Benfica. I can confirm that, or I've been told that he plays for the Portuguese national side. He's only 23, and City want him. They've wanted him for quite a while now. Benfica want something ridiculous money for him, like £89 million that they want for him to go. Because
they don't need money, do they?
Yeah, but this defender is this defender's an absolute monster. He is a beast. He is 23 years old. He's massive. He's tall. He's big. He's strong. I can see why Man City want him. And this is. But obviously 89 million because of the COVID things. They was going to sign this guy before Koulibaly. This was the guy that they wanted. This was the one before Koulibaly. They didn't want Koulibaly. They wanted Ruben. They wanted Ruben Diaz.
To be fair, it'd be a better buy.
Yeah,
it'd be a better buy.
But it was the money. COVID come up, and Benfica wanted 89 million, and obviously then City went other places to look, and that's when they went to Koulibaly. But they are still in with Diaz because they still need central centre backs because John Stones ain't good enough. Otamendi ain't got enough. Garcia was supposed to be off to Barcelona, so all they got, even if they bring Koulibaly in, is Koulibaly.
Yeah, Koulibaly, Laporte, and Nathan Ake.
Yeah. So that's the route. And in build. Today, they have announced that City have had talks with David Alaba.
That can't be true, though, because we were told that were false.
What was false? Who was false? Who was false what?
No, people said that David Alaba is not interested in City. It's false. Them rumours are not true. Well, just being clarified.
Why is... Hey, Steve,
build.
Steve,
build.
Why didn't you tell me about this? Because I tell you what, mate.
I've just got back.
You don't even know the story. You don't even know the story about David Alaba. I was walking the streets of London, pacing up and down like, David Alaba is going to be in the Premier League in 2 weeks, I've been told. We need to find out who. I'm on the phone to Simon. I'm on the phone to Steve. I'm like, who is it? Come on, will he start? Like, Steve, speak to your man at Man City. It can only be Chelsea or Man City. And Chelsea are in for Ben Chilwell. It's got to be Man City.
That's spot on. That's 100%. Bayern Munich offered Alaba a contract. I mean, come on. If this ain't like we're lying, right? Build have put in their thing, but put in their newspaper that Alaba was offered a €15 million a year offer a year contract, and he's turned it down. He doesn't want it. So, Premiership. They've also said that it's the Premiership.
Steve? What does he say? After the show last week, you said one thing. we've had our German expert, and she knows her stuff. Yeah, Marie, she knows her stuff. And then you said you, and right now you seem to be getting a lot right. Yeah. Who would it be? Would it be the expert or would it be the chancer? Well, I'll tell you what, the chancer's only got it right again.
Well, people out there, the chancer and Build together have now said it.
Tell you what, Build, yeah. If you need anyone, just let us know. The track become as a team, yeah.
But maybe I'm lying.
No, shut up! Don't stop. The Transfer Exchange show, yeah. Come to us, yeah. We're a team, yeah. We work as a group, and we like crime fighters. Next, all right, let's go.
So I think they should get rid of Ferrandino, mate. I think they should get rid of Ferrandino and go and get N'Golo Kante.
It's
yeah.
I mean,
it's doable. It's doable.
That'd be a signing, wouldn't it?
Sure.
Kante and De Bruyne in the same midfield.
The thing is with Fernandinho, is a top player, but it's like that. Are you getting rid of him at the right time now?
Yes.
How long has he got left? Like
2 years. Max.
Because there was talk that he wasn't going to sign another contract, that he was going to leave at the end of the season, but that doesn't seem to have come on. So maybe they're just going to let him. What's he got? 2 years left, a year left. Maybe they might let him see that out. But yeah, I think you could be right there. There were a couple of other signings that they were linked with. Was it Wesley of Palmeiras? They were linked with.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Ferran Torres, who they've got in, they've actually got in on an outstanding deal. A deal was 35 million, but Man City also added additional onto that, and they didn't need to because his release clause at the time was 35. But Man City added on add-ons to keep him sweet because they realised they were getting such a ridiculously good deal.
Yeah, I had a few Man City fans that were inboxing me and they was asking about Phil Torres, his namesake. But that's not happening. That's not happening, people. No.
All right. But Ferran Torres, how good is he? How well do you think he suit the Premier League? Do you reckon it will take time to adapt? Simon, how could you think Ferran Torres? Do you think he's going to light up the Premier League?
I think he'll have a game. He'll start for a game for City, and then I don't see Mahrez getting back in. That's how good this kid is. And that's not a knock on Mahrez, because Mahrez is absolutely quality. But is it Mahrez or Sterling? Which one are you taking out? Because for me, this kid, as soon as he gets a game at City and it's in the Premier League, everyone's literally just going to rave about him. He's special, this lad.
He is. He is Spain's next big thing. Ferran Torres. So it is ludicrous they got him at that price. Steve, how good do you think he is, and how well do you think he's going to do in the Premier League?
Yeah, he's very good. Just for people who don't know him, he's a 20-year-old Spaniard, 34 games last season, 4 goals, 6 assists. Even in the Champions League, he was hot in the Champions League. 6 games he was in it. He had 3 assists, 2 goals. I mean that's no fear. I mean playing at the top level there. What'll probably happen at first, you'll probably see him on the bench. I think you'll see him on the bench at first because that's what Pep does with all his new signings.
Yeah,
like with Bernard Silva and Mahrez, and there was another guy, Sane. They was always on the bench. Even no matter, I know what Simon's saying, but no matter how good they was always back on the bench. Afterwards. And I think once Simon's right, because once he does get settled into the side, I think he will be a total regular and he'll take the Premiership by storm. But be patient with him because I think you're going to see him a lot on the bench, possibly next season. But when he comes on, prepare for fireworks. I mean, the main reason for me why, City bought him was obviously they had to replace Sane, didn't they? They needed to replace Sane. He's very tricky. He's very tricky, quick as lightning. He's so fast, tricky. He will terrify Premiership defences, and it's like I said, when you can imagine this kid, like he will be on the bench for a while. You can just imagine him coming on when the opposition's defenders, and they've got tired legs, and he's running, and this kid's running at them. He will destroy them, and there'd only be one outcome. Yeah, I mean, very exciting. I'm really looking forward to seeing him.
Yeah, I don't see any defender being able to cope with him. What I've seen of him,
he's serious talent. Golden Boy Award nominee as well.
Though. He don't stop with the ball and just build up play. As soon as he gets it, he's roadrunner. He's off. He's straight at you. Watch defenders when they come towards him. They panic.
And that's what they don't like. They don't like defenders. Don't like people running at them, mate. That's and if you've got a player that does that with no fear, then it's a danger. And even
continuously backing off all the time,
Exactly. It puts the pressure on. They start second guessing themselves, sitting in different positions to sort of counteract certain things, and you're winning, especially if you're going to sit deeper because you're worried about giving this guy space, and you're giving De Bruyne the ball, you're giving Bernardo Silva the ball and stuff like that. So
I know the old school fans now are watching this and they're thinking, yeah, but come on, he'll just get shoulder barged. Trust me, you'll see how strong this kid is. He's got everything.
Yeah, and they're saying long term he'll probably be moved into the centre as well. So he's got a lot to his game. One thing that Man City are well renowned for is their youth development. They've got the list of names that have come through is ridiculous. I mean, Jason Wilcox, former Blackburn Rovers midfielder, he's academy director at Man City, and he said himself that to be a part of the Man City, to get into the first team of Man City, you have to be top on and off the pitch. That's not just professionalism. That's no egos. That's looking to help your teammates. They're bringing up leaders. So if you're going to get in the first team, you're a leader from the youth team. What they're doing there is ridiculous. You can see just by the names that have come out of there. I mean, the list of names that have come from Man City: Denis Suarez, Kamil Rekic, Jason Denayer, Berham Diaz, David Brooks, Ronnie Lopez, Jadon Sancho, Ian Acho, Rabi Monteiro. These are players that have been, but these are players that aren't at Man City anymore. These are players that Man City sold before they even got first team games, or maybe one or two first team games. But these are players that Man City have brought up through the ranks. It's a joke, and there's more. There's more on that list that I didn't even put on there.
About 40 more.
Exactly, and look, Kieran Trippier, and so many more. I think. Only the other day, there's a player that come from the Italian second division, or he's playing in. I think he's playing for Parma, and he's moved to somewhere in France or something like that. And he got released by Man City as a youth player, and has now come through the ranks, come through somewhere else. And so one of their philosophies is that maybe they don't come through at Man City, but they want to make top footballers, whether they play in League One, Championship, or abroad. And that's what you've got. That's what you want for your youth team as well. Because how many players can come through at your youth team? But what you want for them, the players that don't make it through, is to still have a professional career, still be at the top of their game as well. And that's what they're looking to breed. They're not just looking for their benefit. They want it for the players' benefit. They want them to be professional footballers. They want to make the best professional footballers out there. Two players that have come through that are getting to the first team action at the moment is Eric Garcia and Phil Foden. It's potentially looking like Eric Garcia is going to be off to Barcelona. €10 million bid came in for him. He's not going to sign a new deal, so it's a case of you either take the money or you goes on a free. I mean, these things happen. If you get a guy from Spain, there's a chance they want to go Barcelona and Real Madrid. They're the clubs, aren't they? So, and they seem to have that sort of stronghold over these players that do come over. So, it's what it is. Eric Garcia is an excellent defender. I mean, Steve,
Yeah,
you done a Golden Boy Award little speech on him. He's one of the most intelligent young footballers I've seen. To have that sort of mentality in his head where he reads, because he's not the fastest of defenders, but he's always in the right place. And the thing is, you're seeing a defender who's, was he 19, 20? So you're seeing 19. Yeah, 19. So you're seeing you're seeing a defender who's 19 years of age, who's slotted into the Man City team, and you haven't really noticed that much of a difference. And that's what you've got to think. He's not even.
City must be. They must be absolutely.
Yeah, he's not even. He's not at the top of his game, and he still slots into that Man City team seamlessly at the moment. Yeah, bits and bobs. He makes mistakes in time. This is a 19-year-old kid. He's a serious talent. But Phil Foden, I wanted to speak about Phil Foden because we're all fans of Phil Foden. He's an excellent player. He's got a big future ahead of him. And Man City love him. But how much do they love him? Is he going to get the game time required for him to stay long term? And that's the thing. Go on, Steve. Go on.
Oh, sorry, mate. No. I'm just so. As you said, we're all fans of Phil Foden.
Yeah.
I know Simon is because he's, you know, it's not the first time, and rightly so that he spoke lyrical about him, and rightly so. But I was quite shocked with something that I heard today. I mean, I love the player. I think he's a great player. But I was told today that Pep still isn't 100% sure on him. And the jury's still out. And I looked at the amount of game time he got. So, and then that was a tick because I felt that made a bit of sense. He's such a good player. But I've been told that Pep doesn't see him as a starter. He doesn't see him as a player who's going to possibly be in a winning in a title side or a Champions League side. I don't agree. But this is supposed to be how Pep feels about him. He plays in and around that attacking midfield position, where he can get very congested. He's got excellent energy. He's a real jack of all trades. You know, you'll see him on the left, you'll see him on the right, you'll see him go down the middle. He reminds me a little bit of Jack Wilshere, funny enough. You know, he does a little bit. But it's funny what you was just saying there, Kieran, when you just said about giving players chances. Pep don't often give players many chances, does he?
I mean, look, Pep wasn't in charge the whole time that these players on that list didn't come through. But these players on that list right now, if you was to top up their transfer values, you're talking probably about 200 mil more. I'm sorry, not 200 mil. Jadon Sancho's on that list. So you're talking about 400 mil. Like off the top of my head, I'm looking at them. I'm looking at the figures now. You're talking about Matundo. You're talking about 50 mil. Jadon Sancho, 120 mil. They're saying Biram Diaz has just gone on loan to someone, and he's at Real Madrid. So you're talking about 30 mil there. Jason Diaz, Napoli are after him.
Yeah.
Like David Brooks, Man United are after him. We're going to have to pay 30 mil. And these are just numbers off the top of my head.
Yeah. I don't want to lose him abroad. I don't want this player to go abroad. I don't want to see him going out to a Dortmund. I don't want to see him going out to a Napoli. I want to see him in the Premiership. I want to see him because I love the player and he's got great talent. But that's what I'm hearing. But it does make a little bit of sense when you put it all together.
All that talent, is no good sitting on the bench. And it's not even a case of in a year's time. He needs to be playing now. And the longer and longer he's not playing, the less and less of a talent he's going to be.
Maybe he's better going somewhere else, Kieran. Maybe he's better off going somewhere else.
Because if in a year's time Phil Foden's still maybe gets a few more games, maybe gets a few more starts next season. But if he's not getting week in, week out Premier League game time for the whole of next season, he's lost a season of development. And right now is key for his development. and sitting on Man City's bench and smashing it up in the reserves or in training. That's no good.
He's not
That's no
17
good.
now. He's not 17. He's
No,
not
he's not.
18. He's not 19. He's 20 years old.
Yeah.
He's got to start. He's got to be doing playtime.
It's a serious time. Simon, what do you think on Phil Foden? What's he got to do next? What's his next move? Do you think he's going to get the game time that is needed to develop right, or do you think it's probably he should be looking at if he's not hitting these numbers by January, should he be looking for a summer move?
Well, this is why we have something called the debate, because I'm actually going to disagree with everything you've said.
Go on.
It's Pep, not me. I love the Pep. Pep's the one who said it.
I think basically with Phil Foden, he's 20 years old. I don't think he's ready yet to be playing week in and week out in the Premier League. You can't just throw a player like Phil Foden into a team like a Burnley, like a Newcastle, like a Sheffield United. Because I want him to stay in England. I agree with Steve. I don't want him to go abroad and have to learn a whole new style and a culture. He don't need that when he's 20. So when you look at Phil Foden, 20 years old, you have one of the best attacking players in world football right now in Hossein Aouar. Pep Guardiola loves him. Arteta loves him. Arteta scouted him for 3 years while he was at City. Pep wanted him. But what's Pep doing? Not interested. Doesn't want him. So he does see Phil Foden in Manchester City's future plans, but not now. You won't put Phil Foden ahead of Bernardo Silva because it's just night and day. Silva's a better player, but Foden will be better than Bernardo Silva. Foden will be on the same level as Frank Lampard by the time he's 25, 27. He will be on Lampard's level.
But the difference is, Simon, Frank Lampard was playing from the age of 18, probably 17, 18 at West Ham. He was getting, not week in, week out, but he was getting game time. By the time he was 20, he was week in, week out. He was week in, week out.
The same thing, Wayne Rooney played at 16 and played from a young age. Then towards the end of his career, when he was 28, maybe 29, he started dropping off, and he shouldn't have done that. He should have carried on with his prime, and he should have carried on going on and smashing even more records. But he didn't, because he played from a young age, and basically he was used up, obviously being pumped with painkillers, and was forced to go out on the pitch injured. That's what could happen with Phil Foden.
Yeah, but we've seen that. We've seen that with a lot of players, and it's especially. And that's why I don't believe in this. If he's good enough, he's old enough, because you need to manage players. That saying's it's a blanket statement. I agree. If you are good enough, you are old enough, but it doesn't mean you should be playing week in, week out. And that's why I hate to go to my team. But we talk about Saka when people say Saka should be playing week in, week out. Well, you can't.
No,
you can't,
too
because
young.
He's growing physically. He's but. As Steve said, Phil Foden's 20.
He's 1 year older.
No, but but still, this is the time. This is the time. He's got to be playing.
How old is Trent Alexander-Armstrong?
Yeah, no, he's not 16. He's not 17. He's not 18. He's 20. He has to be playing. This isn't. I'm growing still. You stop growing now. 21. You stop growing now. He's of the age. He has to be finding his feet where he is. The levels, he needs to be getting game time. At the moment, it's just guessing. It's literally just guessing, because you don't know he's not good enough, because we've only seen him in spits and spurts. Like
in cup games, that's all we ever seen.
He needs to be playing. And the thing is, you say he's not good enough, but he tore Arsenal a new arsehole before when he first came back from the lockdown. And yeah, it's
on Liverpool as well.
But he's ripped them. He ripped them. Didn't stand a chance. So he's good enough. Now he's good enough. He's good enough to a level. Okay, he might not be Bernardo Silva right now, but to be better than Bernardo Silva, he has to be playing. He's 20 years of age.
So what Pep's saying? What's he saying?
What's his reservations? What's his
problem with him? He's got a problem. What is his problem? He's got a problem. Greatest manager, one of the greatest managers on the planet that's ever been. He's got a problem where he's looking at him.
Mourinho let go of some of the greatest players in the world as well.
Yeah, but why he doesn't want to let Phil Foden go, because I think it's that. I think he doesn't want that because he knows how good he is. But in the back of his mind, there's something that's not quite ticking all the boxes. But what is it? We don't know because we're not seeing him enough.
No.
Or is he scared to put him in the team because he don't want to take one of the big guns out?
And
he could be looking at it and going, well, I can't take De Bruyne out. Jesus,
the thing is,
we'll be fighting relegation.
On paper, he doesn't need to buy anyone for a replacement for Silva. He's got in Ferran Torres, so he can play on either of the wings. He could also play in attacking midfield spot. So he's got that option there. Phil Foden should be coming in as a body for body, like for like, body for body.
Yeah.
He should be Silva's replacement, if anything.
Yeah, totally. I thought he was.
But is he? It feels like he's not. It feels like it's like, okay, we've got Phil there, but there's always looking. It's always as if there's, okay, yeah, Phil, but he should be there.
I'm waiting for you to say Sancho, me. Go and do a Sancho.
Man.
I'm convinced he is not Silva's replacement.
I don't think he is.
No, he's not. He's not his replacement, but he should be. But he's not.
I think Ferran Torres is Silva's replacement, and I think they're going to go and still get another winger for Leroy Sané's replacement. I think Ferran Torres is the Silva replacement, and they're going to go and get a winger.
Leon Bailey, weren't it? They were linked with Leon Bailey.
But I don't think they're going to go for Leon Bailey anymore, but I think they're probably going to go for someone maybe, I don't know, but I just don't feel like Phil Foden's the Silva replacement.
But I'd
have him on loan for a season.
Even if he had another year doing what he done last season, Foden, and now he's 21.
Yeah.
Things ain't going to change, are they?
No, it's not. It's not.
It's not.
That's what I'm saying. If by January you are not 15 games solid, starts, not ropey 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there, Carabao Cup. No, I'm talking starts. By January, all competitions, you got to be thinking of the stopping. You got to be thinking. You got to be having. You got to be having a word with your agent.
He's in the England team.
This is what I mean. And he's in the England team. Is that on merit from his restart?
No, that's his name and that.
Because he won't get in the England team again if he's not playing games.
Yeah. And Gareth Southgate, I've never seen a load of old crap when he was asked why he took him off. He took him off because he didn't think he was doing what he wanted him to do. I've read the statement.
Nice to know the learning from Iceland, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, exactly? Simon's right. I mean, it was a terrible place thing to throw him into. So I hope Gareth Southgate is not taking him on that. But just one thing I've just remembered. I don't know where I forgot. You've got the Harry Winks thing.
Yes, Harry Winks as well.
In January.
Exactly. Why are you even flirting with Harry Winks when you've got Phil Foden? Okay, they're different sorts of midfielders, but someone's going to have to. It's still a body. We're talking.
If you keep Harry Winks and you get rid of Phil Foden, there should be an inquest, in my opinion.
No, but that's what I'm saying. And I forgot about the Harry Winks thing as well, because I've been spurting that Harry Winks out thing since you told me. Now that's serious. I've been like, Harry Winks, and people are like, nah. And I'm like, no, seriously, Man City are going to go for Harry Winks. But then,
I don't get it. I really don't.
There we go again. Even though Harry Winks sits a bit deeper than Phil Foden, he's not the attacking guy, but he can play that. For me, Harry Winks is the Hosamoa. He's the Hosamoa. He can play everywhere around that midfield, Harry Winks. Very good, technically gifted player.
Is he Fernandinho's replacement, Harry Winks?
Who knows? And what you've got, Rodri is the more defensive guy. Possibly. But where does Phil Foden fit in that?
I can't see. It's difficult, isn't it?
It doesn't. And this has been playing on my mind for ages.
It's a
Phil Foden talk. It's like he's not getting the required game time that he should be to develop as a player. He has to be seriously contemplating looking elsewhere soon.
It'd be amazing under Jurgen Klopp.
We're all fans of him.
It'd be amazing under Jurgen Klopp.
It'd be amazing under quite a few managers. I mean,
Arteta. It'd be amazing under him and all.
There's probably a shirt at Arsenal for you, mate.
You look right. You look what Nicolas Pepe was like under Emery, and go look what he looks like under Arteta, because he knows what he's doing with him. Night and day.
But there's a few managers that would take Phil Foden under their wing and do some serious damage with him because he's a hot prospect, man. Just going on quickly to a couple of players that have are lighting, well, soon to be lighting up. One of them is Yankoto from Brazil, Brazilian left back. Go and check him out. We're going to get Jerome to do a little bit on him next week on next week's show when he's back.
Is that a malfunction crash?
He was at the under 18s World Cup in October. Serious talent attacking fullback. He's not even attacking. He's like a winger, but he plays at fullback. So Jerome will have words with him. And another one we're going to talk about quickly, Jayden Braff. He came out in and around January, basically saying that he wants more game time or wants some game time at Man City. A player for the under 19s or under 18s Holland team. He is the next big thing to come out of Man City. Jayden Braff, yeah, he is serious talent. But it's another one that knows he knows how good he is, and he's saying to Pep, I want game time. And if he don't get it, he go. Because Jayden Braff has got no allegiances to Man City. He's from Holland. He's not got anything to say, I've got to stay here. This is my home. He go. So that's what Man City had to be wary of. And this kid's serious.
Has Pep actually given a youth player in his team as a regular? I'm trying to think.
No, he hasn't.
Not as a regular. Not as a regular. So this is what I mean. This Jayden Braff. I mean, seriously, people. You all support teams. Just, send a couple of messages to your managers, just saying Jayden Braff. Keep an eye on him, Man City, because I think he'll be. I don't think he's going to stay. He got on. Pep Guardiola wasn't happy that he knocked on his door and asked for game time, basically. And yeah, and he doesn't seem like the kind of person that's going to shy away from doing it again. As I said, he knows his role. He knows how good he is. I think he got about 4 assists in the World Cup.
Is that 2 offers already? Is that 2 offers? 2 teams coming for him already?
You had a little look at him, didn't you?
I had a look at him. I did a bit of background research as well, and talked to a few people. And yeah, same as what you said. Basically, he did go into office to Pep and say he wants game time. He didn't ask to be demanded to go into the Premier League squad. He asked if he could go in and do like group games, FA Cup, League Cup, that sort of stuff. And he also asked if he could go out on loan because he does know this kid. He knows how good he is. He's not cocky or anything like that. He just knows that I don't need to be in the under-23s and playing that every time. I don't need to do it. It's like Balogun with us. Balogun doesn't need to do that. He knows that he's already better than everyone on there. So he's had inquiries from Feyenoord. They've looked at him. And he's also had inquiries from Besiktas as well. They've looked at him. And Besiktas and Feyenoord have offered basically a loan for a season.
Yeah. The thing is, what I will say about that as well is I've been told by many people under 23s is not the thing. It's the thing for young kids, but once you get to a certain age or a certain level, you need to play men's football because under 23s ain't going to help you develop anymore. If he's saying to the manager, "Get me out of here. Put me in. I need to play against men." Then that's what he needs. That's seriously what he needs. If he knows that, he knows that he's too good for them. If you watch a game or watch some highlights of Man City's youth team, all you'll see is Jayden Braff. Braff. He's set up Braff. That's all you'll hear is Braff. Because he's that guy. They give him the ball, he tears up on the wing. He cuts in, sets up, scores goals. He's that guy. He's that good. And there was a link with Arsenal not long ago, and it's because of the relationship him and Arteta had previously. He was, I think, Braff had a little bit of trouble settling on, or was a bit cocky previously. But Mikel Arteta kept him very grounded, and they had a very good relationship at Manchester City, which is why there was links there. How do you think Man City will get on next season with all their new signings coming in? Serious. Oh, we're not including Messi in that one because can we quickly touch on Messi quickly? What the hell was going on there? Messi was meant to be going Man City.
He's absolutely played City. He's played them to get rid of the president.
But it hasn't worked.
He's still there. And he's turned around and openly said he's not happy about this situation at Barcelona. It's only a year's contract he signed, isn't it?
Yeah. From
1 year.
And from what we were told, he was very much in Man City. He was very much there. Himself was at Man City. And that's been told by what? I've been told by Steve. I got told by you. Do you know what I mean? And these are trustworthy people.
No, I said people have turned around as well and said something like, "Oh, he never wanted to go to City. He loves Barcelona. He wants to stay there." They can't afford him. That's why you can't move.
That was never the case. Let's not get on this. Messi played Man City, and they were there. They were fully in bed together, mate. Trust me.
His love's gone for Barcelona.
It's done.
I think he's done. I think what they've done to him, and the way they've treated him, and they're saying, "Well, look, you've got to do this, you've got to do that." I had this conversation with Kieran in the week. The fact that for what he's done, they should be able to let him go for free. I mean, the guy must have made them billions.
Yeah.
And they should be able to say, yes, thank you very much, walk out the door. But Barcelona have turned around and put their foot down and say, no, you're not going nowhere. We want the money because you're still in contract. All right, yeah, he's in contract, fair enough. Hence why he just signed a 1 year contract. He's only done the one. So as soon as that 1 year's up, for me, he's at City.
Yeah, and they've got to pay a £63 million loyalty bonus on top of that. So that's nonsense. So you're going to lose money there. What this reeks of at Barcelona is there's a lot of player power in that dressing room. You've got the likes of PK, Jordi Alba, you've got Messi himself, you've got Suarez, Luis Suarez. You've got the old heads there, Busquets. They're the same heads that have been there for years. There's a lot of power in there. So any manager that comes in, it's a shift. If he's not with the players, then he's against everyone, and it will soon be gone because they get you out. And the player power's got so much there that they needed a clean sweep. That's why Ronald Koeman's gone in and that's why Ronald Koeman's gone in so harshly. So Messi's there. Everyday routine of, okay, I've got a lot of power. They come to me when such things are changing. They go to me when this and that, and they go to me with team things. Yeah. They've given him that power. They've allowed him that power. So for them to come in and go all of a sudden, the power's I'm done with that. It's bollocks. This and that. I'm done with all your power. This needs to change. This needs to change. I'm gone. It's a bit like, and that for me seems a bit like Ryan Messi's a bit like, whoa, what the hell's going on? Yeah. Give someone all that power and then all of a sudden just whip it from under them and treat them 100%. Like, how dare you have this power and how dare you talk to people like that, and how you allowed him that. You allowed him that. So don't be annoyed that he's got that power. Like you allowed him that because you felt that that's all you had. You gave him that power.
Messi and Koeman just don't fit, do they? Messi
doesn't fit. It won't fit. Koeman never fit. Koeman's gone there short term. He's gone there short term to do the dirty work, to get rid of the players that they don't want, to get rid of the players that have got too much power. He's gone in there to say, look, I don't care who you are, what you've done. I was here before you lot. Now piss off. This is my club. He ain't having none of that. No. And that's why they've picked him. Messi didn't want him. Messi wanted Pochettino. And they consulted Messi on that. He wanted Pochettino. And then, boom, they went and got Koeman. because Pochettino would have been right in the fit that Messi wants. It would have been his guy. So then it would have been the same rhetoric, the same thing. New manager comes in. Okay, they're all mates with Messi. Messi's got the power again. They don't want Messi to have the power there. They want that to change. That's why Koeman's in there. So Koeman's going to take the hits. And he don't care. He's sitting there like, getting hit with bullets. And he don't care. Because he knows probably at the end of the season he's going to be gone unless he wins everything. But he's probably going to be gone. Or he's going to be gone until Xavi can come in. Xavi didn't come in because Messi's still there. Because Xavi knows what Messi's about. And he can't have that. He can't have a Xavi, a legend at Barcelona, come in and be dictated by Messi. He needs to be gone. And Xavi will come in when Gerard Piqué goes up top as well. Once that whole dressing room's changed, Piqué goes up top, Xavi comes in as manager, and they've got probably Sergio Busquets as like technical director. That's when things will change.
David Villa to you, lady.
But this is what they did. I was speaking to the man Reyes himself, and he told me about Xavi long before all this drama. About last year, he was saying Xavi will be the manager of Barcelona one day, and Gerard Piqué will be upstairs. And right now, while this is all happening, Messi, Xavi won't take over because he knows what Messi's like. And then this is happening. It's nonsense. So Messi is not here. He's not in the Premier League this season. But we're going to be keeping in touch with that to see whether he's going to be here next season, and hopefully he is for the love of the game, for the love of the Premier League, man. Last up for the Man City section. Predictions for next season. Go on, Steve. Yeah.
Oh.
Who's coming first, Simon?
I think Liverpool will do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the consistency. They'll be on it. Start of the season, they'll be on it. Thiago will be in midfield. They'll be on it.
Yeah, if they get Thiago, I think that'll be a game changer for him. But I don't know whether it's going to be. I don't know whether they will.
I don't see anyone else. I don't see Man United because they need a centre back, they need a left back, they need a striker. They think Sancho coming in is going to fix everything. Obviously, your midfield is probably one of the best midfield in Premier League, as behind Chelsea-ish. No, not even behind Chelsea because they've only got Havertz and Kante. Man United, you've got Bruno, Pogba and Van der Beek, Donny Duck, as what people are calling him. But then basically, you've got that midfield. They need a striker, very bad them. I see Chelsea fighting with Man United for third and fourth, maybe even fourth and fifth.
What, Man City second? Steve, what are you saying on Man City?
It's an hard one to judge at the moment because of not knowing who they're going to buy. Could buy next week. Man United could have two world-class players in their side, so it's very difficult. They need to get Koulibaly over the line. That they'll do that, so that'll be their centre backs.
They'll finish fourth if that happens.
They're sorted that. If they can get another one in with it, Billy Everett at the moment. Oh dear.
Mate, if they get in David Alaba and Koulibaly,
I'm not taking jabs here at Koulibaly. I just don't rate the guy. I think he's massively overrated.
I'm hoping he's not going to be like a Mangala when he came in.
He is. He's going to be a Mangala.
I think they'll finish third.
Yeah.
He's going to be a Mangala. Sorry.
Yeah, third. Just because I can't. They need to up front. Unless they need someone up front. Aguero gets injured every season all the time now.
And Jesus ain't the guy.
Jesus ain't good enough for me. They're going to be bringing people in from the back. They're going to have to be embedded in. Yeah, I'm going to say third.
Who would you buy up front? Anyone in the world if you was Man City? You can't have Messi.
Martinez.
Harry Kane.
Yeah. Martinez.
Go and get Kane.
They can afford both.
Yeah.
They can afford both.
Investing in Harry Kane will be the best thing City will do.
Is Harry Kane a Man City player?
No.
Yes.
No.
He is pretty much.
Harry Kane, I think he'd end up being like Edin Dzeko, and they wouldn't fancy him in the end. They get bored. because he's a goal scorer.
Scores penalties, scores headers, scores with his left, scores with his right. Rubbish at free kicks. We'll give him that. But that's it. It'd be perfect.
I can't imagine De Bruyne putting in balls through the middle for Harry Kane to use his pace. I can't, and then that takes away De Bruyne's, 60% of De Bruyne's game of what he's good at. He's a fantastic striker, Harry Kane, but it's just looking at Pep's teams over the years and looking at Pep's Man City teams over the years. There's never been an Harry Kane type player. They'd have to change their.
They tried it. It don't work.
Player. They'd have to change their whole system of not being Man City anymore. They'd have to change it. They'd have to change the whole thing. Yeah,
I think of the two, I think Martinez would be more the fit. I think both would work, but I think the better fit would be Martinez. I mean, I watched him. I've not watched him enough, to be honest, but I've watched him since the restart, and he's a serious player. He is serious, and I can see why. And I can see why.
Getting all back on Barca.
I can see why. They're putting.
I mean, Timo Werner would have been a good striker for. For Man City.
Hold on, carry on.
Quick.
Losing charge.
We both are, but I don't know. I just can't see. I'd like to
carry on, Steve.
I'd like to see Harry Kane at Man City, but I just
they
would have to. I would just have to change their whole their whole way of playing, and I just don't think Pep would do that. I just don't think Pep would do that. They want someone like an Aubameyang or something like that, or
pace.
Someone quick, fast, on their toes all the time. And Martinez would be just tick, 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 tick. Every box for me. I still don't know what's happening with him. Do you? What is happening with him?
Lacazette would be a good shout.
Who?
Lacazette.
No. Lacazette would be a very good shout.
Do you know what? A lot of people like Lacazette. A lot of people.
I love him.
I was speaking to Chelsea fans. And they said they want a bit of him.
Do you know? It's funny you say that about Lacazette, because I was having a chat with Sam. I was chatting with Sam, and we was having just a football chat, general. And Lacazette came up. And he said to me, he said, I don't understand you. He said, I like Lacazette. And I was like, nah, he's just, but it just goes to show me what Kieran just said then. That people do likes it. And obviously
it's because he's his build-up play.
He's got no midfielder, though, behind him at Arsenal. If he has a proper midfield behind him at Arsenal, he scores 25 goals at Premier League, no doubt.
Yeah, so there's a staunch Man City fan who wouldn't have any arguments about having Lacazette. I wouldn't, but
well, the predictions are in. We got a third and we got a second. It remains to be seen what Man City do, even with the firepower they have, even with all the transfer funds they have, and the absolutely devastating players they've bought. Phil Foden, don't hang on too long, mate. There's a couple of teams down, or one team down in North London that do your services. If you
maybe Chelsea might be a good place for Phil Foden. Lampard likes his English players.
Yeah, but mate, he's just signed Kai Havertz. He's got enough. He's got enough midfielders in there.
He's got enough bloody signings.
It'd be another one of them, wouldn't it?
So with fantasy football, you wouldn't put Phil Foden in it, would you?
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't, because he ain't getting no games. He ain't getting no games.
Exactly.
Oh, people, please press the like button. Press subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I want to see. I see 103 comments in there. You boys and girls are getting it on tonight. Love that. Absolutely love that. Going good conversations, because it's a good community. It's a good community. We got Ceballos. I like it. And now it's time for the eagerly anticipated, what everyone's been waiting for. What's going on? It's the transfer
Did you notice Did you notice, Simon? He just put me and you right off then, and the whole.
Yeah. I
screen
need. Do you know what? I need to just put myself. I was like, there you go. See you later, people.
Yeah, he likes that. He likes that.
It doesn't matter.
It's the transfer roundup, Steve. This is like his little baby.
I know. It's all right. It's okay. It's all right.
What are you talking about? You lot get. Oh, he's gone. He's quit. He's quit. Yeah,
don't get paid enough for this.
It's the transfer roundup. It's what everyone's been waiting for. We've got exclusive. We're going to go to the scouts, obviously, to and fro, and we're going to discuss the latest transfers and what's been going on in the world of football. Again, I will get something. And right now, I just need it like a bell. Bell's too soft, isn't it, for the transfer roundup? Like I said, it needs fireworks. But anyway, here we go. Man United have completed the signing of Ajax midfielder Donny van der Beek for 40 million euros or 40 million pounds. What the hell? That's some serious business for Man United. It was like whipping it. Sandro was signed for Milan, but not Inter Milan. It's actually AC Milan. Although we'd agreed personal terms like about a month and a half ago, Inter Milan was stalling on the transfer because they're looking at Ndombele of Tottenham, and they feel like they can get that over the line if Tottenham can reduce the money they're waiting for, that they're asking for. Obviously, they don't realise they're trying to do business with Daniel Levy because the price they set is the price they will get. And AC Milan came in and snapped up to Tonelli underneath the noses of Inter Milan. So they're going to be playing. He's going to be playing at the same stadium, but in different colours.
Was asking about too much.
They were asking about too much. And he's a player. But do you know what? Yeah, do you know what? With AC Milan now, AC Milan, I always feel like if he's gone AC Milan, he can go. Someone else can buy him now, and it doesn't even have to be the biggest of big clubs that could buy him. Because AC Milan I just don't feel are there at the moment. So their players are still. You can still get their players from them. If it was Inter, I feel like it would be a bit harder. They've got the money, they've got the backing. So, I mean, you could potentially see Tonelli at another club in a few years' time if he does well. Ivan Toney, we said at the start, has completed his move to Brentford. Go on, Steve.
Ivan Toney's completed his transfer to Brentford. I even tweeted him to say thank you. But yeah, we said it for weeks, didn't we? We said it for weeks.
Do you know what? To the point where we were confused when we said
Brentford.
When we said he's going to Brentford, and someone sent me a message straight away saying, "Yeah, he's turned around and said he wants Premier." We was like, "What?" It didn't make sense because all the clubs that he'd been speaking to previously, all the clubs that there was links to, there was Prem clubs, but they were like But they've gone cold on them. There was Bournemouth. They're not in the Prem anymore. They're in Championship. There was Brighton, but they've gone cold on Brighton now. So it didn't. There was nothing when he said the Prem link. It didn't ring true.
I mean, we had a conversation, and you said to me he must have been listening to our conversation on the show last week because we were saying, look, come on, Ivan, you're only young. You're 24, 25. Sign for Brentford.
Yeah, cut your teeth in the Championship.
Have a year or two there. You might get promotion.
Yeah.
And that's what you should do.
And
then
the thing
2
is,
days later, he did it.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you're going to go to one, there's a few clubs in the Championship you're going to go to. If it's a team that didn't go up last season, go to Brentford. They play good football. They do things right. They bring good signings. It just seems like a good club, and eventually they will get promoted. Whether they stay up, I don't know. But eventually,
so many people saying that he's got. Tell him again, DM me. He's going Celtic. Don't know what we're talking about. He's going Celtic. You don't want to talk about. Sometimes it's common sense. You know, they'd already bought a striker. It was in talks with Stephen Fletcher.
Yeah.
So sometimes you've got to use the old nod.
Yeah, sometimes you do. But mate, just by going through our comment section, sometimes I don't think that's not even an option. Man City is about to submit a final take it or leave it bid for Koulibaly. We spoke about it earlier. If it's not gone in now, it's going in soon. And that's it.
And the agent is over doing his business.
Because the thing is, if it's getting to the point where it's past this 73 million for Koulibaly, then to pay a little extra for Diaz, but not Diaz. What's his name?
Ruben Diaz.
Ruben Diaz. Yeah. Pay the extra for Ruben Diaz, isn't it? So you're getting a younger player. You're getting a player that you actually wanted. So do that. Mesut Ozil was been offered the chance to become a prince and 312k a week in Saudi Arabia. And people, the story is true. Yeah, but once again, it's down to Mesut Ozil, and probably his agent has said you can still become a prince next year if you run out your contract this year at Arsenal. You'll still be able to become a prince.
If it can happen for Nicholas Bentner, it can happen for Mesut Ozil.
Exactly.
He was a prince, Prince Nicholas, isn't it? Or something.
Exactly. Danny Ceballos.
I've got a little bit of information though on that Ozil. What I've been told, I've been saving it for this moment.
Oh, go on. I try to do that. I try to do that with the Martinez thing that you told me earlier, and like 10 minutes before we come on the show, some notification pops on the show. Goes, Barcelona are preparing a bid for Martinez on goal.com. And I was like, you bastard! I had that news from like 2:00 this afternoon.
Well, what I've been told is that Mesut Ozil has held 4 Zoom chats with the president of Qatar, the same president that authorised, Neymar, when with PSG and all that. Mm-hmm. And Ozil is actually giving it serious thought. Because it's only a year left at Arsenal, and Arteta has told Mesut Ozil, you're not in my plans. And everyone's saying, well, he played against Aston Villa in a friendly. It's a friendly. Trust me.
Players.
He's not getting in the Premier League team. Even if there's an injury, he's not getting in the Premier League team. Arteta doesn't see him. Arsenal board don't want him here anymore. His agent is even trying to push him to go there. So just watch this one.
His agent wants him to go on this one.
Well, he gets 300. He gets 300 and I think it's 318,000 he'll get. Mm-hmm. So he's not losing that much really when it gets to basically. And obviously, if he goes there, he's going to be the prince.
What's the taxes for a prince in Saudi Arabia?
There's no taxes over there.
Exactly. So what's the taxes in England for a standard German geezer who can play football?
Yeah. So basically, like I've said, just keep your eye out. He could not be here. And there was a clue on the shirts because there were no Ozil 10 to be seen.
Ignore that. Ignore it, people. Ignore it. Ignore it. And ignore it. Ignore it. He's gonna make a noise at the end of it. He's gonna make that noise. That's a Simon told you so noise. No, ignore it because there
I'm
was
banned from that.
There was he's actually banned from that.
You got Simon's noise, you got
Jerome's sigh.
Mine's just
I've got to get to it. We both have Kieran.
Well, if it was anything like before the bloody show, it was that flipping chomping, mate. I was going to cut you off there, mate.
I was starving. Ain't nothing going.
Flipping hell. Bloody hell. Jesus.
So then, T-shirt, Ozil, ignore that.
Ignore it. We're not doing no so-and-so followed someone's sister's cousin's dog's cat. We're not looking at someone that he walked past in red shoes. Not having that. Ignore it. Ignore Arsenal fans when they say them kind of things. Nothing in Ozil's shirt number not being up on the board at Arsenal's shop. Because Torres was there, Socrates is there, Holdings was there, and they ain't playing in that shirt this season. All right, next. Danny Ceballos returned from Real Madrid on loan for a season. Let's discuss this. It was meant to be a loan obligation. We gave you the news early that he was coming back, but the loan obligation changed. Arsenal still want to buy him at the end of the contract. This is my opinion. I've not had any information back from our sources, so this is only my opinion. The fact that Real Madrid had a few serious offers for Danny Ceballos says to me that it's not beneficial for Real Madrid to have an obligation to buy in that. because he's obviously a player who, when he gets game time, will be sought after player at the end of this contract. So it doesn't make sense for them to put a stand-in fixed figure that a team has to play when potentially it could be worth more than that, or there could be a bidding war with other teams involved. So, and that's just my logical kind of transfer sense on that. That's not what I've heard back from the guys as to why it changed from a loan obligation to just a loan. But we're looking into it. Yeah, it's what it is. Changes, but like we said, Danny Ceballos is back this season. Tottenham have opened talks with Hugo Lloris on a new deal. Josh King arrived in London last week to hold talks with Tottenham over a move. Inter Milan are looking to get rid of Christian Eriksen only 8 months after bringing him in. Poor guy.
He's gone down. He's gone from fantastic player at Tottenham. He's gone to Inter, and he's gone backwards.
He's gone down the pan. AS Spanish outlet said City had offered Bernard Silva, Gabriel Jesus, and Eric Garcia plus 100 million euros for Messi. True story, people. There was actually quite a few offers that went in for Messi. Quite a few. Yeah. Another one of them was Mahrez instead of Garcia. But there was loads of offers put down on the table for them. But yeah, they wanted to keep their guy Messi, or they probably had an inkling that he was going to stay in the end anyway. So just turned all them down. Man United have not made an offer for Thiago Alcantara. So all these outlets that are trying to tell you that they've made an offer, Bild have turned around and said they haven't made an offer. I wonder how interested Manchester United are in Thiago Alcantara. Does it make sense? But the things that Man United are doing at the moment don't really make sense to me.
Where's he going to play? Where will he play?
Even down to the Donny van de Beek signing. Is Donny van de Beek going as a defensive midfielder? Like, surely not. Like, he's more than that. Like that it's stifling the guy's game. You're not playing him as a defensive midfielder. I don't know what's going on at Man United.
Is that their midfield three? Donny van de Beek, Pogba, and Fernandes.
Yeah, but they've also got Fred in there. They've just signed up Matic on an extension. They've got Scott McTominay in there. And then they're potentially talking about bringing in Alcantara as well.
It can't be Alcantara.
I don't know where he fits in. Surely that's got to be news that's coming out, that's being pushed out to give Liverpool a push. That's what makes sense in my head.
Alcantara's not going to go to Man United with all that competition there, is it? It doesn't make sense.
It don't make sense. It just don't make sense. Mark Rocker was pictured in Barcelona airport on his way to sign or have a medical with Atletico Madrid. Gabriel was announced, people. This is where it's a cheer button. Yeah, Gabriel was announced, people. Yeah, finally, after however many months and different fairy tale stories of how he got into the country, how he got signed, and all sorts of this and that. He signed, and it's been announced by Arsenal. Obviously, there was a few issues with how they were going to do it. So I don't know. Arsenal do their own thing. Just put it this way, yeah? Don't ever get information about announcements and run with it. Because Arsenal, I swear, type in Arsenal announcement, look for every single day that everyone said it could be, and then they're going to change it to a different day. Like, they don't want you guess. They don't want you picking a day or hearing a day here. The amount of people that said the announcement's coming, we had Fabrizio, we had Getting Football France, we had bloody, who was the other one? We had everyone, yeah.
I think DiMarcio, I think he was there.
DiMarcio, everyone. All got it wrong. Ben White has agreed a new 4-year deal at Brighton. Glenn Murray has signed on a season-long loan to Watford. PSG have held talks with Hector Bellerin. He's also agreed personal terms. And Simon, would you say his head's turned?
Yep. He wants out. What I've been told is he wants out, but Arsenal are not in a rush to push him out. Yeah, but I think he does want out.
I think it's more like he's maybe sold himself on that Paris thing. it's in line with his lifestyle, isn't it? Paris, London, New York. It's just a bit of that, isn't it?
And the fact that Arsenal are in discussions at the minute offering Ainsley Maitland-Niles a new contract.
Yeah, I mean,
are Arsenal happy? Are Arsenal happy with that? With Cedric and Ainsley Maitland-Niles as a right back.
I think they want to keep Bellerin. They want to keep Bellerin, but you've got three right backs. That's the main issue. You've got 3 right backs. You can only play one. One's a backup, and he's brought in as a backup. Cedric is sitting there pretty like, I'm happy to be backup. Yeah. Which one of you motherfuckers are going?
Yeah, I mean, Arteta must have given a good little speech to Ainsley Maitland-Niles to get him to stay. I would have loved to have known what he said.
But Steve, do you not feel like that speech was done previously? Let's say from lockdown back. How well was Ainsley Maitland-Niles? He seems like a different player, like mentally as well.
He does.
Like he just seems it's just different. His whole persona's different.
It wasn't too long ago that we was all, when Jerome was here, you asked us all how much we sell Ainsley Maitland-Niles for.
Yeah.
But he's turned the table. He's turned it around, like you said.
But we put that out there as well. We put that out there that they'd had discussions, and funnily enough, we put it out there, and then literally about a week later, the Athletic put out that Ainsley Maitland-Niles is going. So my gut is like, oh, what the hell is going on? What is this information that I've been getting? But it was actually true. It actually rang true, because if you look, that doesn't take into account that Arsenal were looking to get money for players. We're talking about the mentality of the player. We're talking about what the manager wants. And what the manager wants and what the player's done is completely what is in line with what we've been told. And that shows on the pitch. His mentality's changed. His application's changed. This is a guy who was coming in late. He was coming in late, and he was warned. If you don't sort it out, you're gonna end this. We'll end it. Your career at Arsenal will be ended. You won't have a career at Arsenal, because I will not tolerate that. Being late is not acceptable. And this is what he said. Being late is not acceptable. It's the one you can control that, and I won't accept it. It's disrespectful for the team. It's disrespectful for your players in the team, and I won't have it. And he changed. He took that as like, do you know what? I like that. He's had a word with me. I rate that.
Yeah.
But, and he's come in and he's changed his ways. He's changed his game. And he looks brilliant. Different player. And he's playing anywhere for the team.
Yeah.
I mean, them words that he said. Well,
so Cedric's come in. He's probably is he a number 1 right back?
No.
I don't know. Probably not. He's definitely. If he came in as a sort of a standing number 1 right back, you wouldn't complain.
Yeah.
He hasn't let us down since when he's played. Ainsley Maitland-Niles has got even better. So you've got 2 there. If Bellerin does leave, will Arsenal bring someone else in? But,
I don't think they will. I think it's Ainsley will be your number 1. You want number 1 right back. Bellerin. But Bellerin's been brilliant since. I'm sorry, but Bellerin's been excellent since his, especially the last 2 games, semi-final and final. He's been absolutely brilliant. Community Shield. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a dilemma. Shane Duffy is signed on a season-long loan to Celtic. Luis Suarez has agreed to personal terms the other day, and he's going to Juventus, isn't he?
Yeah. 2-year deal.
2-year deal to Juventus.
Yeah. He's been out for dinner, isn't he? With Cellini. They've had a sort of a make-up.
Oh yeah, because he bit him, didn't he? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There goes the Juventus fans we've lost.
The manager said, "Look, you two better go and have a paley up." That's if the rumours are true.
No, but I tell you what. Look, I'm hearing that he's going. I heard earlier that it's done. It's done. You're telling me that he's had a. I mean, when I ask for scouts, and I ask them to do their research, when he comes back and he tells me that Luis Suarez has just gone for dinner with Chiellini, that's some digging deep, people. Yeah, that's some digging. Steve's going to come back in a couple of hours and tell me what he had for his dinner and how and what he tipped, because that's what they do. He's a tight bastard, Kieran, mate. No tip. Matty Cash has signed for Aston Villa a £14 million deal. James Rodriguez has completed his move to Everton. Steve, let's give the Everton fans that they want. Alan completed his deal, didn't he?
Alan's done, yeah.
Alan's done. Decore, that's pretty much done, isn't it?
Yeah, that's done.
Pretty much done. That's done.
His medical was done, weren't it?
Yes.
Yeah, he's had his medical.
Yeah.
So last week, there was the Corey one wasn't done. So we just said that there had to be a little bit of tweaking with the wages and it wasn't the wages, it was the fee. That's happened with but it looks like Everton have got their way rather than Watford getting their way. So that's another good thing. Yeah, it looks good.
Probably because the player said he only wants to go to Everton. That's usually what it is.
Yeah, and hopefully, you're going to get someone else in. But Alan, Rodriguez, Decore, that's something.
Cracking midfield.
Midfield next season.
That's a serious midfield. What I think they need a striker. I think they need another striker. Get rid of the dead weight you got. Calvert-Lewin now, I like him now. Now that he's under Ancelotti, he shoots more. He's just he's a more of a player under Ancelotti.
Yeah.
I think
how old is Rodriguez?
27.
Wow! If you can get the Rodriguez from that World Cup,
yeah.
He looks about 19, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He don't age, does he? He don't age.
While we're quickly on Everton, so I'll just get this out of the way. There's been leaks over the last day or so that Leeds are looking into getting Fabian Delph.
That was one we dropped ages ago. Is that still on?
It's recent. Now it's come up as recent again. I haven't seen it for a while, but it's come up as a link to today.
You know me, Steve. I like patterns. I like this one. It's there. It goes quiet, but it's a good kind of quiet. There's no other links to any other team.
Yeah.
And then it pops up again. That tells me it's going to happen. That tells me there's been.
I can see him at Leeds.
Yeah, that tells me that there was bits and bobs going on in the background that they need to tie up. And I mean, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but this is I'm sick. There's a transfers usually work in patterns. Once you see a lot of them. I mean, I've been knee deep in this for the last 4 months, so start to learn a few things or two. Goal dropped a story the other day that Thomas Partey wants to join Arsenal, but Arsenal have to sell. We've been saying that for the last 5 months, people.
They're going to swear now.
Seriously. No. It wound me up a bit. I'm not usually one to give it the old, we said this, who said this, but like this one I had to. Because I'm sorry, even the Express took our story. They shout out to the Express. They gave us a shout out on that, put our links and all that. Thank you very much, the Express. But the Goal have come up with the same story like 4 or 5 months later, like it's something new. It's not new. That's not new. Get out of it. Get out of town. If you want updates, come to us. We go England, we go Spain, and we go Ghana. Most people are going Spain. Some people now are starting to go England. No one's going Ghana. Come to us. We've got it all. Right now with Thomas Partey, there's no update, people. Players out. It's Partey in. Players out for Hossamoa. Partey in. Hossamoa in. Like, please stop asking the same question under every post. It's Partey news. OR news. It's the news there. God's sake, people, you're kidding me. We're going to have a little bit of an Arsenal section right now. Yeah, please subscribe so you can get told off. No. Do you know what it is, Do you know what it is? Look, I didn't start this. I didn't start this for the numbers. I started this because I enjoy it, and the numbers grew. Yeah. So if there's people on my timeline giving it that, getting chopsy, you get blocked. What do you think I care? If there's people on the timeline getting arsey and antsy with other fans just for the sake of it, like just being nasty. We don't mind banter. I like banter between clubs. It's rivalry. It's going to happen. If you're just going to get nasty people, you're getting blocked. Because it's a nice community we've got here. We've got people talking to each other. We talk about football. That's what my page is. Not digging each other out, and not just rudeness. So I'll tell you that I don't care. It is what it is. If you don't like it, go elsewhere. Go and follow Sky Sports. Ins and outs, Simon, on Arsenal. All right. Okay. Torreira, what we got? Torino, Fiorentina. Hit me up.
Well, Fiorentina have offered a 2-year loan, and they're willing to pay 8 million up front. But Torino, and this has not just happened tonight. This has happened 3 days ago. It's just only coming out now that Torino have offered 24 million euros, so whatever that is in pound, up front, which I think is 21.5. I think it is. So yeah, so if that comes up, they're willing to offer that up front to Arsenal. And I haven't been told if it'll be accepted or anything yet. I've put messages and feelers out. I'm still waiting to hear back. So I think that's going to get accepted. You're going to be an idiot to say no to that. Yeah, so it looks like Torreira could be gone.
Socrates, boom.
Socrates doesn't actually rely on Koulibaly going.
They want him anyway, don't they?
They really want him, but it doesn't mean like Koulibaly and City now has broken off. Great, we're stuck with Socrates. No, it still stays.
Yeah.
They still want him. They've agreed personal terms. Mm-hmm. They're just agreeing at the minute. They're arguing with a fee, but Socrates is trying to get Arsenal to terminate the contract, and then they pay 3 million in compensation. So it's all weird.
Yeah, the deal's getting done. A little bit of backstory. I think I've said it before. Socrates and Gattuso played together at AC Milan. They've got a good bond. He really likes the way Socrates is as a leader, marshals defence, and he likes the way he defends. He likes that. He defends like Gattuso used to play. So that's why the Socrates link is there and it's real. I fully expect Socrates and Torreira to be out within the next week or so.
And you've got Guendouzi, who's still basically talking to Villarreal and Valencia with their offers.
Valencia's offers was a joke. What was that, 16 million?
Yeah, so what's going on with that is that Guendouzi's spoken to Villarreal, who now is Unai Emery, and he's swayed more towards Villarreal. But the news that's come out about 35 million euros and Hossein Aouar, that was like 7-8 weeks ago. Yeah. That's people now speeding up and catching up to us. So that everyone thinks it's happened today.
We're coming to the Aouar one in a sec. Because I mean, you know me, I've got a few things to say about that one. Felipe Anderson came out the other day, and I just want to just to sort of, I'm not saying educate you guys, but like just things to look out on transfers, because this is the reason why we all started, and this is how we learned, When you look into a transfer and you see a transfer in the papers online, go to the source. So it will always tell you the story, blah blah. A lot of faffing around it. There will always be a link to the source, or generally there's a link to the source within the article. Click on the link, go to the original link. Sometimes them stories will take you all the way back until before Christmas. Sometimes them stories will take you to another story, which will then tell you what the actual story is, and what this cover of a story at the front. It's just that. It's just the cover. It's just to sell papers, to get clicks. So when you see the Felipe Anderson, don't just look at it and say Arsenal and Felipe Anderson, Arsenal making a decision on Felipe Anderson, because that's what it is, essentially. They're not lying about that. So don't get annoyed with the papers that tell you Arsenal are making a decision on Felipe Anderson, because that's the truth. Go and have a look, see why. Because it will actually tell you that it's not Arsenal that have gone after Felipe Anderson. It's West Ham that have offered Felipe Anderson to Arsenal. And that's a completely different story. That's completely different. Because That means that Arsenal weren't in for Felipe Anderson in the first place. Yeah, they might not have rejected it, but Arsenal know their targets, and Felipe Anderson ain't one of them. Now, I could be wrong, because they could get that offer and go, oh, do you know what? Oh, that's a deal I can't turn down. But I guarantee that's not the case. They've got
Same
their
as
targets.
Sidibe as well. He's also been offered to Arsenal.
Exactly.
Arsenal are not after him.
Thank you, people. So don't like due diligence yourself. We're here we're learning. You can learn as well. All right. So check your sources. Go into stories, and as well, another one that people keep on doing, which really annoys me. Stop looking at a story, seeing what paper it comes from, and going rubbish. Because it doesn't work like that. It really don't work like that. Yeah, there's certain papers that just pump out rubbish, and you know they are, yeah? But there's also some papers that just pump out everything. And there's stories in there which are, some of them are the first. Like, some of them are early.
They're actually sat on a gem.
Like, exactly. One of them's the Mail, yeah? The Mail pump out everything. They have so many stories, they capture everything. So when you put out a story there and it says the Mail, don't just go, oh, it's the Mail. Let's get in a bin, mate. It's the Mail. No, please don't do that. Look at the story first. The Mail have to give the source as well, where they got it from. Like, these papers have good journalists working for them. Don't dig out the journalists just because the paper they're working for. There's only a certain amount of jobs out there, people. So people have to work. One of them being like there's a writer for the Star at the moment that's getting a lot of Arsenal news, and he's getting some stuff right, a lot of stuff right. I can't remember his name. I probably owe him one just because like he's getting stuff right, and I probably should have taken time to remember his name. But there's people that are working for certain papers that are good journalists. Don't blame them for the papers that they're working for. All right, that's that rant over. Hosemawa. We're going to the Hosemawa. Okay, so we dropped on Monday. There's a pattern going here, boys and girls. Anyone that followed us on the last one, on the Gabriel one, I had to do this last time. I had to give a timeline, yeah? Because people start getting a bit funny because there's a new kids on the block that are giving out transfer news that they ain't got themselves, and they're wondering why the hell we're getting this transfer news. Because obviously we've got to be making it up. That we're that good that we can make up stories that come true. All right. So Monday we gave you the Hossam Hour. Yeah. Arsenal were preparing a bid on Sunday. I think we told you Arsenal were preparing a bid of 55 plus 5 million for Hossam Hour. I was told that it was Monday. I didn't want to put it out there because things can change. You know what I mean? We've learned. That's what we're learning. Things can change in this market. So you give a specific date, you best darn right stick to that date, boy. Well, it did happen to be that date because the next day I was told by a good man that the bid's gone in. Yeah? Unofficial bid. Unofficial bid went in Monday. We were accused of being liars. Now, you could say they wasn't talking about us, but on Monday to Friday, pretty much if you type in Hosemawa, the transfer exchange comes up in Twitter on the top page. So unless it was someone else that had put out there that Arsenal put in an unofficial bid or a bid for Hosemawa, then he was talking about us, which I find very rude. Very disrespectful to turn around and say people are lying just because you don't know. Very rude and disrespectful. Well, we won't do that. But yeah, the bid went in. Yeah, it's an unofficial bid. Type it into Google, people. It exists. It's not something we made up. There was an unofficial bid. It's a way of showing that you're serious about going to negotiations with a club. You walk in there with a big briefcase full of money. You're sitting at the top table, aren't you? Like, if you just ring up and say, "Look, I'm interested in your player," they ain't going to give you the time of day. Not taking you seriously. You go in there with money or an unofficial bid. That you can have a conversation about where it's going. What do you want? What do you need? How can we do this deal? Like, that's how it is. After that, it went a bit quiet. Obviously, they've not sorted anything out there. The next thing you find out after you was all told there was no bid was that we put out there that they agreed personal terms. Some would say that didn't happen, but I'm not sure how that the case is, because if you follow the patterns of any deals that Arsenal have done this season already, the Willian deal they had personal terms tied up a long time ago in that Willian deal, long time ago. The Gabriel Magalhaes deal, as I said previously, in the meeting that they had with Gabriel Magalhaes, in principle, they'd agreed personal terms. Yeah, with the player, because he was that much into going to Arsenal. They'd agreed personal terms there and then. The Thomas Partey, we put it out the other day. It's out there. Arsenal have agreed personal terms on a 4-year deal with Thomas Partey. They've not got this player yet. So to turn around and say that Arsenal haven't agreed terms with Hosamawa, a player who they're looking like they are fully going to get, they're in discussions with a club to work out a deal. And from what I feel like, it feels like Arsenal aren't backing away from this deal until the player's in. That's what it feels like. Well, from what yeah. So they've agreed personal terms, people. Believe me on that one. And then all of a sudden, Le Quip have put out that Arsenal have had a bid rejected by Lyon for Hosamawa. That bid was, I believe, was the bid previous. Some people were saying that more money was added to that, but unless a bid went in to add more money to that, then someone couldn't have been lying about a bid that went in, because I didn't hear anything else mentioned about any other bids that went in after Monday. So again, Hosamawa and Thomas Partey and players out. We've been told, or I was told, someone was told as well, previously about a couple of hours before the show came on, Arsenal are pushing next week big time for ins and outs. Big time. So all these deals that are being tied up, they're bubbling up from underneath over the last week or so. Expect Arsenal's to make big decisions on them next week, and the same with players coming in as well. That'll be over the next week or so. Oh,
that's it. So, they've not just been sat on. They've not been just sat on the on the vans for 6 months.
Yeah,
the groundwork has been done. The groundwork has been laid out.
Yeah. So this is why I say it clarifies the news that I got previously saying that Hosamawa has agreed personal terms, because I got another call from a completely different source, who's the confirmer in my eyes, is and he said that in and out next week, Arsenal are working double hard. It's happening. So get your notifications on, people. Because for Arsenal fans, it's going to be happening one way or another. All right, DC United want to sign Gylfi Sigurdsson and Gonzalo Higuain. I mean, they did wonders with Ray Mooney. And I mean, Everton fans will be fucking losing their shit over the fact that Gylfi Sigurdsson could potentially be out of the team. Do you know what I read the other day? Everton players just don't understand what's going on with the fans and Gylfi Sigurdsson. They're like, we can't understand it. But
he's doing well with the pre-season friendlies. He's knocking it up.
Yeah. Tottenham have held talks with the representatives of Scott McTominay. Let's discuss this. Okay. A lot of people didn't believe it, but for me, it rings true. It makes sense. Scott McTominay's here. Scott McTominay's just seen that Donny van de Beek's been brought in a position that can only be his position. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's talk of Man United looking at Alcantara. I mean, it's not... The Alcantara is not even one where it's like it's a quiet underground thing where only people on Twitter and the knows and the people that know. No. The Alcantara one is out there in your face. Like, what? So as a player, I'd be straight on the phone going, boys, let's look around for any interested clubs, decent clubs, because I'm not going to sit around on the bench. And no disrespect to people like John O'Shea, but be a John O'Shea. I'm not going to be a here and there bod. Like,
you're going to wait till someone gets injured and then I get my chance.
So, Steve, what would you say about Scott McTominay?
I don't like it. I don't like the fact of what Manchester United are doing for a start. I think he's a very good player. I think he's an excellent player. He's got the perfect build for the position that he plays in.
Yeah,
strong, good in the tackle, very young. You know, got a lot of potential, and Man United seem to want to get rid of him, but sign Matic and fed up. And it does not fathom in my football noggin up here where you're coming from. It's another one of those things that I've always said, like, to people. I would like to get hold of these people sometimes to say, please, can you explain to me your sense in this?
It don't make sense, does it? It don't.
It makes no sense.
Even if you've given Fred an extension, yeah, okay, Fred, to be fair to him, came in, was a bit ropey. Now he's starting to look like an actual player. He's starting to look like what they brought him in for. But you signed up Matic on an extension. That sends a message to me. Surely that's you get Matic out, and Scott McTominay's now in that spot. But no, you've not only given Matic an extension, you've brought in Donny van der Beek.
No,
what the hell?
I mean, if anything, you get McTominay and you whack him on a 5-year contract.
Yeah.
For the age that he's in.
But he did just sign a 5-year contract.
He just signed a new contract.
He just signed a 5-year deal. That's the thing.
2025 is there till.
That's the worst thing, Steve. He only signed a 5-year contract in January or something. It gets worse.
So and Mourinho used to work. Mourinho used to work under him.
It's mixed messages. You'll be looking at that like, where's my place in this team?
It goes back to the thing we were talking about earlier with Phil Foden. Why aren't they giving these players chances? Why didn't they give them a chance?
They don't want to look. It's the same. It was the same with the Fergie era. It's the same with a lot of these managers. The same with Mourinho. Yeah, in general. Yeah, they don't want to take a risk on these players because the pressure is so high to stay in the positions you're at. Mourinho said it himself. Mourinho said it himself when he said, if you're playing these players. Yeah, these young players, you're playing them for the future, then you're doing your club wrong. You should be playing them because they're ready to come in now. I understand that to a certain extent, but you've got to there's got to be some form of balance.
But to them, there isn't. There's only the now, isn't there? There's only the 2 years ahead, and that's where it stops. And then when we get to 2 years and we've won a title. Then we'll look at the next part.
Well, what I'd be worried about... Go on, Si.
No, go. Yeah, go on.
I was going to say, you've even got United fans, not all of them, but just some of them, saying, "Yeah, let's bring in Thiago. It can come off a bench and make a little bit of an impact when Bruno needs a rest." And it's like the pure arrogance.
And the thing is, it's like Scott McTominay. He looks at the situation and surely been like, you've got to be knocking on the manager's door there. You've got to be having a word.
I'd be saying, Ollie, I'm not being funny, but what's going on here? Why have I signed this new contract and you've brought this guy in?
Yeah.
No wonder he's in talks with
Unless. Now, this is me thinking deep because I've been thinking this because like in my draft on Twitter, there's probably about 100 messages in there, and one of them's from a long while ago, and it was that Paul Pogba one, side, and I've been sitting on that for ages. Now, if I'd have put that out, we'd have been screwed, but not really, because it still rings true to me, mate. Yeah, we all know that Paul Pogba's had conversations with Zidane previously. Yeah, he's had conversations. Yeah, there's information that's come to light for me that Zidane has had conversations with Pogba about wanting to have him and Camavinga as the midfield at Real Madrid. Yeah. Then there's recently, which came out yesterday or today, that Tutto Sport are saying that Pogba wants to go back to Juventus. Now these stories are starting to pop up again. Is Pogba going to run down his contracts at Man United? And are Man United buying for the eventuality of Pogba going on a free and they're bringing in these players now?
Possibly. It still don't take away the fact that what they're doing to Scott McTominay at the end of the day, though, does it?
It don't.
It doesn't. None of that of what we're talking about on top is, when we've just said about the year contract to two players who basically are just, for me, are just not as good as him. I don't understand it, and he's just a young boy. I mean, it does make a bit of sense that what you said, that they're buying for the eventuality of him leaving, going on to Real Madrid and wanting the Camavinga and the Pogba midfield thing. And there was another player Real Madrid was after as well. I can't remember. And that was funny. Yeah.
They nearly got Van de Beek, didn't they?
Yeah, and that sort of like, maybe that's changed why we've heard Gareth Bale change his tune this week. With his interviews on the TV saying that he wants out, but Real Madrid won't let him go.
Yeah, that was a weird one, weren't it? That was a weird one. Because
I know, to any Man United fans, if they're watching this by any chance, I know Fabrizio Romero tweeted out that Pogba and Raiola are in talks with United over a new deal. You can be in talks for a new deal, but obviously
the thing is,
just...
Yeah, but Si, I've been following it, mate. But Si, I've been following it.
I know you have.
It because the things that he says, are things that he says. It's very much like, for me, it feels like you just, don't worry, we'll get it sorted. It just feels like you're just putting it off. You're putting it off until something happens, and then when that something happens, you'll use that to just fly off with it. I just can't. Look, I'm not in a position to even care what Mino Raiola does, but he doesn't come across as the kind of guy that you're going to trust on this contract and getting signed with a year left. When all the riches in the world are at your feet, if you don't sign a contract and you go to any clubs out there, like, think what you can. Go on.
No, don't just from a footballing point of view. If Pogba does go. Leaves, and then you've got the midfield of Donny van de Beek and Fernandes. Yeah, wouldn't your brain sort of in the back of your head and think Scott McTominay is a very similar player to Pogba, but a lot younger, and he could develop into a Pogba, because he does for me. He comes across like that type of play. He's big, he's strong.
McTominay, I'm pretty sure McTominay used to be a striker at United as well. So he's got that. He can score goals as well.
What? And but just to want to let him go is just.
Look, we don't even know if that's from a Man United point of view. We just know that his representatives had talks with Tottenham, which really says to me he got his back up a bit. These signings.
Yeah.
And if not. Mourinho's thought to him and had a word in his ear and said, "Why are Man United?" Because that comes across as a Mourinho kind of thing as well. Why are Man United buying all these players when they've got you? Do you want to come in? Let's have a chat. 4-year deal on the table.
He's a big unit, old Scott McTominay.
McTominay's a player who you can mould into many different things. He's got the physical attributes to be a top player. He's got the technical attributes to be a very good player, and you could seriously mould him into a player. So, I mean, I think it'd be Man United's loss if they faff around with that one. Chelsea new boy Malak Sarr looks like he could be on his way for a 2-season long loan to Bayer Leverkusen. Is that part of the Havertz deal, Si?
You said Germany, didn't you, Si, last week, I think?
Timothy Castagne signed for Leicester City. That was one you called there, Steve. Well done, mate. Bologna have signed Hearts fullback Aaron Hickey. He's meant to be a very good player. Bologna has got him. It was talks with Bayern Munich, I think it was previously, but from what I hear, the Bayern Munich was never really on the cards for him. But that's coming from an Italian reporter, so I don't know if I believe that. Everton are interested in Valencia goalkeeper Jasper Kilson. Messi has made a dramatic U-turn and says that he's still not happy at Barcelona. Barcelona have agreed personal terms with Memphis Depay. Ryan. Who's that? I've not written his surname.
Oh, Ryan!
Hey,
Hello,
Ryan! Hey, Ryan! Ryan!
Let's go back. You know the bloke you were telling about Leicester?
Ryan from
the left
Bournemouth.
back.
Go on.
Fraser.
Yeah, go on. Fraser.
The left, just staying on Leicester, just quickly on Leicester.
Yeah.
Leicester are just interested. We said last week about that Leicester were going to make a move now. With now they've got the money for Chilwell. Well, just before I come on tonight, I've just noted that Leicester are interested in James Tarkowski.
Oh, how much is that going to cost though? It's going to cost about 35.
They wanted a centre back, and this one looks pretty. You know,
it'd be a good signing. For me, that's another Sionchu. For me, that's another. I'd rather have James Tarkowski than Tyrone Mings. I think. Yeah, I think with Tyrone Mings, I think his concentration lapses sometimes. It could be a bit clumsy.
Yeah. It's an interesting one to keep an eye on.
Yeah,
interesting to keep an eye on.
Ryan Fraser, thank you very much, Simon. Is up in Newcastle to begin talks. As he says, he wants to stay closer to his family in Scotland. Brazilian left back Rodrigo is set to sign for 12.5 million for Newcastle. Leeds are in talks with final youngster Carrasco Somerville. Looks like a tiny little player. Aston Villa are close to signing Ollie Watkins. He's keen on linking up with previous manager Dean Smith. Wolves have completed the sign of young Porto star Fabio Silva. That came out of nowhere. We just did Wolves last week. What happened?
I don't know, missed that.
These boys are getting a dressing down on live on TV.
As Joe Bain here, we'll blame him.
Hey, I tell you what, Fabio Silva is a serious player, yeah. Jerome's going to have a little thing to say about him next week. Yeah, he's one of the Golden Boys. We've got a lot of Golden Boy Award nominees in the league now. A lot of them being brought up. Fabio Silva's another one, and he's one of the hottest prospects coming out of Portugal. Trust me, I've heard nothing but good things about this kid. His all-round play is very technically gifted. Sheffield United is set to complete the signing of Ollie Burke from West Brom in a swap deal with Callum Robinson. Ollie Burke hopefully could regain his form that he had from when he originally got picked up by Leipzig, because there was a lot of big clubs in for him when he was younger. So maybe he can actually find that form. Sheffield United also in the on the brink of bringing or trying to add Derby pair Max Lowe and didn't get his other name. Leeds have been offered Rafinha Alcantara. That's another story where it came out that Leeds are after Rafinha of Barcelona, Alcantara's brother. But it turns out it was the other way around again. Barcelona offered him because his cousins with Rodrigo. So and his brother's going to be playing in England as well. So they thought they'd just say, "Would you like to keep the family together, Leeds?" And Leeds were like, "No, what is this?" And it's not a reunion. This is a football team. Like, do one. They turned around and said, "We can't afford him. 16 mil." That's the line.
I think they've still got 8 people from out on loan that they brought back that they're trying to get rid of people. Get rid of the clubs.
Yeah. Barcelona. Now, soon we're going to try and do a Barcelona episode. We've got a few Barcelona people. That'd be a good one. There's a lot going on there. Liverpool have been told Barcelona they will have to pay £15 million for Gini Wijnaldum. Newcastle have bid £20 million for Callum Wilson. And that deal they want to get that deal tied up by the end of the week. His preference is Newcastle over Aston Villa, so Aston Villa have pulled out of that deal, which is probably
why he's in Newcastle now.
He's in Newcastle medical tomorrow. He's got his medical tomorrow, which is probably why Aston Villa are pushing through with the Ollie Watkins deal. And that's it. Boom. Got it. All right. Thank you very much, people. Hopefully you enjoyed that episode of the Transfer Exchange. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. I'm going to go through the comment section quickly. Hey, same situation with Party and Hey, look, good win, yeah. Goodwin.
We can't make up something.
No,
people.
Goodwin knows the situation. I think he's telling. No, Goodwin's doing our job for us in the comment section.
Oh,
Look at that.
Right.
Yeah, people are coming on, doing what Arsenal fans do. Any party update, any or update. Goodwin's telling them. Thank you very much, Goodwin.
Goodwin's doing the moderating in there.
Gakko 54. Messi to Arsenal. No, unfortunately. Rowan Bayers, any Arsenal news? Yeah, we just told you. Hey, Scott McTominay is the new Darren Fletcher. Gareth Lewis is my boy. He does some background work for me, especially when it comes to Man United. Glenn Cook still hasn't extended. H4S, thank you for coming in and watching. Who we got here? Some of these names. Did you just press random on these names? Because what the hell? You're not Punchester United. Awful name, but thank you for watching. Love that. Hey, Melvin, of course you're in here. Hey, we had a City fan in here. The Manchester City stand. Thank you very much for coming and watching. Hopefully you saw one of our tweets. I subbed. Yes, thank you very much. Hey, look, we just got a Manchester City sub. I'm absolutely gassed right now. Love that. Tell all your friends. Tell all your Man City fans. Tell all the fans that we're the place to be. Yeah, we get. Hey, trust me, City fan. Hey, the Man City stand. Yeah. We get Man City news. I don't know if it's as early as some of you boys get, but we get the real deal news on it. Lumbercamp, thank you very much for watching. Jonathan Cox, thank you very much for watching. Realist 999 every week. I see you guys. I see you boys. Nitesh, thank you very much. Crazy Gooner, thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone. All right, we're done. I see a couple of people want to get involved now, so they add it to the bottom. It's just you, HS4 again. I'm done on that one. And obviously, like, subscribe. Go and follow these guys, of course. Come and join us next week. Next week, we're going to have 2 teams, probably. I don't know how we're going to work it. We've not got long until the season starts, and we've got to try and cram all these teams in before the season.
We could have Liverpool and Arsenal.
We've already done Arsenal. Sickhead. You obsessed. You're obsessed. We've already done Arsenal. It was a 2-hour session, mate.
Tottenham and West Ham. London special.
Special. I tell you what.
I can't do it next week. Sorry. No. If it's Tottenham, I can't do it next week.
No. We got. Look, we're going to try and get some special guests on, some experts, some people you might know yourself. So if we do your team's week, then you'll see a friendly face that you probably know as well. Maybe someone from the Athletic, maybe one of your well-known fan channels. We know them all. But thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I know there weren't too many exclusives in there, but there was some tidying up happening. All right? One of them being that Arsenal are going to start making moves next week, ins and outs, people. Don't start getting fixed on the ins. Think of the outs as well. Enjoy the outs. The outs are important.
I am enjoying the outs. Trust me.
Outs first, people. But the ins are coming in. Don't worry. Other than that, peace out. Stay safe.